Good morning, good evening. Thanks for listening. This is a show on organic gardening, organic horticulture, and organic agriculture, focusing on plant science, soil science, and microbiology. Information is provided for educational and scientific purposes. It is fact-checked, and the websites and papers discussed are put in the description below. If you're watching this back, fast forward to your screen, see the screen change. And that will be when it starts, because I don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm going to write the title, see what happens today. Wait for the cool folk in chat to arrive. Like genetic memory farms. I'll give it another 60, 70 seconds to arrive, for folk to arrive. Let's see if we can make a start. $50 more seconds. Another 30 seconds. Ten seconds. And hello to everybody. And Genetic Memory Farms says, "Good evening, Aussie. I hope you're well, sir." I'm all right, thanks, mate. Had a pretty bad hailstorm. Marble-sized hail. About 2 inches on the ground. It did damage. Not very good. But if there's an interesting thing to pull out of that, I've got a fair few bits of green manure. I use legumes and other beneficial plants. And I use sunflower. And it turns out that my buckwheat and Crotalaria juncea, that's a legume, and a cowpea legume, they're all taken out. But this sunflowers lived pretty good. So that might be a bit of a hint. If you're in an area that gets hail, consider that. Because it's pretty shattering to see your whole crop gone or leveled, or it did have a nice canopy on the top, and now all the leaves are destroyed, so the sunlight gets through and grows the weeds. So it's a pretty valuable lesson I learned. That's all that's been going on for me. Would anyone else like to chip in and say something? We can get the questions or discussion topic started. But yeah, it's all good and proper growing the crop, easier to grow, but maintaining it and having a successful outcome is the next thing. So yeah, I've learnt, because it's quite gusty. It's not real windy, constant wind, but it gets gusty. So wind barriers and these sunflowers, I'll show you. They're really good. No, wrong button. As for a green manure crop, they throw out large leaves. Actually, I'll open that one in a new window and go images. How about sunflower plant? There we go. Look at the size of the leaves. I'm right at that stage now where they're just starting to open. Look at that. So I'm thinking next time in this area that's very prone for gusty wind, thunderstorms, hail, it's possibly that might be my green manure crop. All that you see is big marble-sized holes in the leaves and a bit of just how it dies off at the end. So that's really all you're seeing. But everything else is pretty robust and empowering. I can't wait to grow up. I don't know how I'm going to go produce. I'm going to try and produce seed from some of it. And you know that the parrots love it. And I'm in a very high parrot area. So that's going to be interesting. But there we go. How to harvest sunflower. Looks like it grows inside of it. I don't know anything about it. But I soon will. I'm going to go through the cycle and learn it and see if I can harvest some, because they're nice, they're healthy for us to eat too, let alone all the parrots that are going to attack them. I've already got king parrots now that are eating all of the seed out there, which I don't mind because they're pretty nice. Oh, we can have a look at see what it says about the genetic memory farm. Says sorry for your hail. Yeah, well, it's part of agriculture, isn't it, to be honest, mate? It's a learning curve that it was just lucky that I didn't have a valuable crop outside where it would have ruined everything. So it's a really good lesson that I learned. I can only draw positives from this. What's a heliotropism? What's that mean? A common misconception is that flowering sunflower heads track the sun across the sky. A misconception, I reckon. Well, mine are doing it at the moment. They're waiting for the sun to come up and facing that way. This alignment results in heliotropism. Oh, it's saying that it does. A common misconception. Okay. I think all plants do that. Heliotropism, a form of tropism, is diurnal or seasonal motion of plants in response to the direction of the sun. As you can see from that picture, that's a daisy or something like a daisy, and that's doing it. So all plants, as far as I know, that can bend and move their stalks pretty easily do it, like cacti and stuff like that. They don't. Ferns. Anyway, enough of that sciencey stuff. Yeah, the seeds. After flowering, the seeds are visible. Oh, really? Where then? Can't be, that doesn't look like a seed to me. Must be put in a way that's weird. So that's all that happens. It just fills in and grows in the head. I can't wait to get a few big bowls of seed. Gene 17. Wowee. Threats and diseases. Cultivation. Yeah, it's really good. Production, fertilizer use. No, don't use. Use organics. Organics. Not what it says there. Good for crop rotation. Good for green manure, my friends, at Wikipedia. The mammoth Russian. Oh, wow. Oh, little types. Fair income. I got the yellow one. I got the teddy bears. Those red look pretty rad, and I wouldn't mind some mammoth Russian. That's cool. I'm going to probably get into that next season, I think. Flying a cultivars. Look at them all. Teddy bear. Sweet ads. Phytoremediation. Oh, yes. Definitely helps with remediating the substrates. Well, how do they say it, actually? Just by what? Accumulation. Extracts pollutants. Well, all plants do that, just in different ways. That's why they have vacuoles and other different parts inside of the plant that store all the hazardous materials, areas The vacuole's actually pH of 5, and the normal plant's sort of around its cytoplasm is 7, or a bit below it. Vincent Van Gogh, righto. Sunflower, green manure. It's today's. I'll leave that there. I'll put that in the title. So if there's any questions. Oh, gee. GMF says, highest oil crop to easily produce is black sunflower. Wow, there you go. Huh? For a topic, I am still considering buying a can first for myself to test, and I'd likely to give to a person I know. He wants the garden. Doesn't have fine motor coordination. My hope is he could handle larger sprouts easier. The University of Maine did some research and had a farmer producing biodiesel extremely cheap from his own farm use. Oh yeah, mate. You can, even from methane. I looked at a methane extractor. That's a really cheap way to do it too, because you produce a shitload. There's a lot of gases that you can produce from your own poo. So that's a good way to produce. You put it into a tank and it produces gas, and you can put it under high pressure, and then you can reuse that in your cookers and stuff like that, believe it or not, or for my heater. But yeah, the farm, it's good to, I like these cheap suggestions you're coming up with, mate. What's this? Let's see what that says. Germination. I put in to the chat what that buying that. Let's have a look. See what it says. I'll give you an opinion. This is what it come up as. About specifically germinating seeds. Well, all it needs for the seeds is 3 things: the temperature, the right temperature, moisture, and oxygen. So if you give it temperature and moisture, that's it. You've won the battle. That's all it needs. So try and come up with a solution that you can do instead of buying one, or remake this. So I'm sure you can just drill holes in the bottom of something, put a lid on it. There you go. Or if you've got money, buy it. But I don't have much money, and I like to make things. There you go. There's the levels. Oh, there you go. It even says it there. Water, oxygen, and warmth. Okay. They don't get scientific. So yeah, I'd be looking at just a little tiny drill bit. Grab like an eating tray. You might have a lot of trays around. What's this? US, an engineered seed germination. Oh, it doesn't need to get that technical. To allow air, a heat pad, cool air, warm air, so it does some sort of circulation. I mean, it's pretty cool. I think it's very good, actually, but it's very easy to replicate if you're handy and have a drill and drill bits. And in my eyes, if you've got enough seed, your germination, test your germination percentage. Put in 10 seeds into a small thing of water. Make sure the water's at 7 pH and the saline level's low, under 100 ppm. And let them sit there in a nice temperature and see what percent you get. If you get above 70%, so if 7 out of 10 of your seeds germinate, you don't need this type of thing. Just use lemon water. Use water until you see the radicals come out. There. And then put it in the medium. That's what I'd suggest. Because I've tested seeds that are 5 years old and get 90% success rate. They pretty much all look like that. That's just my opinion. Yep, that's it. So why do you think people use paper towels for germinating, for sprouting? Because it wants a medium, like the water keeps it at a good level. There's air can get through the paper so that it's not super saturated. So it's a good technique, and it keeps, the only thing is but air. So if there's fungus that you're germinating in spores inside there, it's an anaerobic environment. That's the only thing about using paper towel inside of a clip bag. Just personally whack it on top of water. Change the water every 5 days if you're going to go longer than that. And if you go longer than 10 days, your germination percentage is very low. And check your conditions, environmental conditions. That's my little 2 cents. Thanks for the topics though, mate. It's very good. I have to write them down before I forget. So what was the first thing we're talking about? Green manure. Sunflower. And seed germination. Good stuff. Yes. And yeah, the paper towel's a pretty good method. I support the paper towel method, but it's hard to get the radicals to come out. So once they come out, because things have been in dormancy for a while, they'll show different characteristics that where they stick to the seed shell outside the tester. So you have to perform manual removal of that with tweezers. Most of the time, if you're micropile, dwarf size seeds, there's 4 sizes of seeds: meso, micro, macro, and dwarf. Is it dwarf? Anyway, if your small seeds show dormancy characteristics. Question: the person I would be getting it for is not handy, and he would be unlikely to break this when he does eventually drop it. I don't need it, but he has greatly diminished hands and paper towels for him. Yeah, for a person with disabilities, it sounds like a really good idea. And if you're not going to make it for him, yeah, and if he's got money to buy it, it's perfect, mate. And because he's got you said motor neuro skills, so he's you could say clumsy because of his disability. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Maybe see his setup, make sure it's going to be, he's got a bench to work on. So if things do drop, they're just going to drop onto the bench. And it's really nice that you're working with disabled people. That's where I'd be, once I get my garlic going, I'm going to ring up some disabled people and, there's disabled services, and see if I can employ them first before normal people. So good on you, mate. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea to I was buying this. If it's got the heat mat, yep, it's good. It's got its. Wonder where they put that probe. You have to make sure the probe is exactly where the seeds are. And hang on, that's not very good. That doesn't have a probe. That looks like it just sits on top of the thing, so it doesn't measure inside. I like accurate. Hang on. I like accuracy. I use the ones with probes because then I can put them on the top, because the outside's going to be a lot different to the inside. Oh, more than likely, it might not be though. In general, I think it's really good, and it's a fantastic start for that person. There you go. He'll have a high degree of luck if his seed stock is being looked after in its dormancy state. Workstation's a good idea. Thanks, man. Yeah, you're welcome, mate. I really like working with disabled people. I feel sorry for them, and I'll go out of my way to actually help them. They sort of, because I'm disabled myself, my hands, so I understand. And it's people, society sort of overlooks them and assumes they can do better, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, too easy. GMF says he wants to get started but doubts himself. Need to get him on the show, mate. We need some questions, some of his questions answered. You know, I can put him in layman's terms and make him feel special. Because anybody who wants to grow on would always prove that and want to make them feel special. It's fantastic achievement, and for someone with disabilities, it's even more of an achievement because you can see things happening, and before you know it, he'll be putting all different types of food on his plate, and it'll just be terrific. So it's, yeah, they're the people I'd like to pick up, because they can ask their really basic questions where it might be dumb to everyone else, but to me, it's just a question. They're starting out. What do you think they're going to ask? So I really, really like those types of people, and he's disabled too, mate. So he's definitely welcome. Or she, sorry, whoever it is. Yep. Everybody doubts themselves because they've got a bit of their lack of education, and if they go online to YouTube, it's starting to become very hard to get good information, because a lot of people. So confidence is something that you can build up and show a few simple techniques like you are with him, and before you know it, he'll be getting the seeds, the radicals to come out. Then he'll get to the next stage and go, oh, I can't quite get the seed coat off. The tester sticks all the time. That's all right. Get you a microscope and also a big light and a couple of sets of tweezers and experiment. And if you've got the seed numbers, before you know it, he'll be teaching us stuff. So it's all about education and experience. And that's why there's a few doubts, which is expected. So yeah, that'd be cool. I'd enjoy helping him or her like you are. Good stuff. 23 minutes. What else we're going to talk about? Green manure and seed germination. Been talking about that, and a bit of sunflowers. And introducing new people in. And I'd suggest too, for your disabled friend, to get what's easy to grow. Maybe look at his diet or her diet and see. Oh, he said he wants to get started himself. Look at his diet and see, for instance, he likes potatoes. Germinate some. What's it called when you strike potatoes? When you starts with S, I think. When you get some chite, and you chite some potatoes. So do something like that for him, so he can start and see. Just throw, and then all he's got to do is just water it, and it'll grow. Then he'll pick it and go, wow, I can even grow potatoes. This is just to build confidence. Something easy for the environment that he's in. GMF says, I am thinking of starting him with autos just so he doesn't have to mess with timers. That's a fantastic idea. Yep. Well, sounds like it's an indoor thing. Well, you should be nearly thinking outdoor for him, because years are coming up to the season. So by the time you get all this stuff implemented and a bit of education in his belt, it'll be April before you know it. And yeah, on May, you'll be getting ready in April to do stuff in May. So that's a suggestion too. If you don't want to go indoors, give him a bit of luck outdoors and get some other stuff. Try some potatoes. That's probably one of the easier things. Then you can just put some potatoes in, water them as well, and all of a sudden, wow, I'm doing really well here. I like this growing stuff. And he'll pick it up and see that it's not actually that hard. You just got to do the organic thing and implement yourself. As long as he's got water and good sunlight, he should be going all right. GMF says, I will talk to him about coming online with you. Oh, not even in chat, just to ask questions. But he's welcome online if he's well-mannered. GMF also says that might be a way to see how community is. And yeah, he lives in an apartment and is wheelchair bound. He cannot get outside much. He recently got motorized chair, but it is not fit for grass. Sweet. Well, that's no worries. Little indoor, if he's got a balcony. Does he have a balcony, this friend? And at least it's easy with the wheelchair. You can always do it at wheelchair height. That's going to be pretty good. I envy you for helping him. You're going to make him feel terrific, mate. But think about the potatoes too. You get these little, here, I'll show you. Potato grow bags. Yeah, there they are. Check this out. You get these bags. There, that's what I got. And that's what you do. Open image, new tab. So you put soil in it, and then you put the potato in the bottom, and then fill it up with soil. And then before you know it, you get leaves coming out, and you open the flap when you want to harvest some at the bottom. So all you got to do is keep watering it, and then open the flap in 6 weeks' time and start harvesting your potatoes. So it's just something for someone who hasn't grown before to do quite easily. So he could have that possibly sitting next to his window, if he's got a nice window. And also maybe think about just a 4-foot fluoro tube, I think would be enough if he doesn't have a window. Mightn't get much of a harvest though. Might need 2 4-foot tubes. Anyway, just a suggestion. The potato bags are pretty cool. Wheelchair, yes. Yeah, well, I don't mind if he can come on or just sit and chat. I really don't mind. But if he comes on, he has to be, you can be the judge of that. If he's can watch his mouth with swearing and, sticking to the agricultural topics that I like to stick to. So you be the judge of that, mate. GMF says, I like the potato idea to just practice watering before I set up. Yes. Yes. And it's a confidence thing. Once they see, you're kidding, I turned 1 potato into 10, and then I can keep 2, eat 8, and do 2 potato bags next time. So yeah, look at his diet. The potatoes is just something easy. Those microgreens, I reckon it's a shit idea. You see him grow, big deal, and you cut a few off with scissors. Okay, whatever. I reckon it's a bit of a con, the microgreens. You can't really see, it doesn't really grow enough area. But potatoes are fast. Oh yeah, he just gets tired real easily. Couldn't be on long. That's all right. He only has to ask him to get a paper and write down 10 questions. And you know me, I won't elaborate. I'll answer his questions real precisely and quickly so he can get to the next question and make sure he understands it. Okay, then we can go to the next question. And then we'll get through that. 10 questions, 10 minutes. If he gets tired, and then he can rewatch the stream back and go through the questions a bit more, understand them a bit more. He's well behaved. Okay, he's all right. It sounds like he might be suitable to come on and I can help him. I'll put my camera on and he can put his camera on and I can show him different things and get the point across. And being disabled, it sort of makes me even more so want to do it. So yeah, no worries at all, mate. Sounds good. Yeah, just get him to write his questions down. Because when you get to a spot like this, you get a bit flustered, and I don't want him just to have freeze. So that would make his time be enjoyed as well. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll still be doing this for the next period. Can you believe my motivation's low to study this semester? It's just hard. The topics haven't been the best. GMF says, okay, I'll chat to him about it this week and see if we can get him out of his shell. Yeah. Once he writes a few questions on paper, at least he's something to go off. And if he doesn't want to pop on the show, he can just get him to write them in chat. But for his clarification, it's good for him to be on the show because then he can ask questions faster. We can go back and forward, might banter it with a bit of banter. But again, it's up to him. Whatever he wants. Wow. What else is happening? Well, is that the show then? GMF says, bro, you got motivation like no one else I have ever met. Well played, sir. Oh, thank you for the nice words, mate. Well, I've always said from this education, plant science, soil science, microbiology, I can always feed myself and be superior in my feed. Here's something interesting. The pH of my pee is 8.5, which means I might have a urinary tract infection, I might have liver problems, or I'm on a vegetarian diet. I thought, you're kidding. I just found it pretty interesting. If you add, I got some water that's pH 5. I've been adding a bit of pee to it, and I tested it the other day and went, holy mackerel, it's neutral. It's what? Because urine has high amounts of nitrogen and potassium in it, and it's organic. As long as the source has got no antibiotics and of the like in it. So if the source is healthy, bingo. What's this? GMF says, honestly, I wish we lived closer because we could do fun projects. Yeah, I reckon that's true. Yep. I agree, mate. Experimentation's fun like that. How I crossed the broccoli with Brussels sprout and it failed. I did it successfully and the plants are not good. They produce little broccolis that are too small with Brussels sprout leaves. So it's just stuff like that. It's really, really fun, isn't it? Plant hybridization. I agree. Who knows? I don't know if Australia is my place. It's too hot, mate. I'm getting a bit sick of it. My lifestyle's not the best. I miss the ocean for surfing because I'm not as fit as I was. I need more activities. But you're inland a bit from the ocean. Actually, there's a Great Lakes surf club, believe it or not, because where the 5 lakes are up north, the Canadian border there, they actually get waves on it, and there's some surf clubs that are around that. Good on them, having fun. It's all about trying to have fun in this weird life we're in. Well, write stuff in chat because it's going to end the show soon if you want, and press the like button if you liked it. And I think today went pretty good. A few good topics. Anyone who's wants to get into a new sport, cricket is excellent and teaches you patience. And there's so much cricket on at the moment, it's not funny. I got nearly sun up till sundown. The sun up, eyes open till eyes closed cricket every day. It's really enjoyable for me in that sense. I like it. Australia are playing lots and New Zealand are playing lots. And then at the end of the month, next month, we've got India start hosting their international stuff. And then the following month, March, April, it's over to the States, to North America, to the MLC, Major League Cricket, which that will be cool as, again, I'm going to watch it. They play down in Dallas. They got a few spots that they play in. And, yeah, there was a really funny commentary fella, Chaudhry. See if he's there again. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Hope you enjoy your time and have an excellent weekend and start to your new year. And I hope to see you all next week. Talk more plant science, soil science, and microbiology fun. So happy breeding, happy growing, good health to you all. Bye-bye. I'm actually quite a good surfer, mate. Believe it or not. I pop airs and stuff, do spins, do 360s. Yeah, it's good fun. Good fun for the body. Nice. Yes. Well, you don't know what's going to happen. Thanks for the update. See you, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, settle. That's my perfect. That's why I want to go to Alaska, is for that reason, because I can go surfing and then I can go to the mountains. On my screensavers, I've got photos of a surfer with him in surfing in Alaska. That's my dream. I looked at going there too. I get real estate updates and all sorts of things all the time. But yeah, we should have a chat, mate. Have a vid chat soon. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I'll say see you later this time. 40 minutes, been going pretty good. Thanks for watching. See you in 7 days, all through the week on chat. Bye-bye.